You're now live, Chair.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to July's Audit and Risk Committee EGM. I'd like to welcome Councillor Peter James and Councillor Gareth Ratcliffe, who are observing the meeting. Just go straight into the agenda then, and can I have any nominations, please, for election of Chair of the Audit and Risk Committee for this year? Are there any hands up in the room? I can't quite see.
Councillor Liam, I would be prepared to serve if I enjoy the confidence of the committee members.
Thank you, Councillor William. Are there any other nominations? Do we need a vote on that, Gemma, or is just...
No, in line with that order, there's only one nomination. You're automatically appointed. Thank you.
Okay, there's only one nomination, so congratulations, Councillor William, and I'll hand over you to chair the rest of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I would like to just thank members for their confidence in on this occasion. We've got a job of work to do, and we'll just try to continue and up the pace of our improvement journey. So thank you very much, and we now move to the important role of selecting our deputy chair. That's my understanding. Are there any nominations?
I'm happy to continue, Councillor William, if I still enjoy the confidence of members. Thank you.
Well, I certainly would support you in that. Let me just scan the room for any challenges.
No.
There are no challenges, and you've been duly seconded. So congratulations.
Thank you, Councillor William. Thank you, members.
That we'll be in a position to continue working together as we have done. That's really positive. Thank you very much. And congratulations also to you on your presentation to the WLGA, which wasn't directly related to audit matters, but it was very interesting. And Councillor Gareth and I heard you, and as did the others present. So that was really
I didn't see you there, either of you. So yeah, I must have missed you. But yeah, thank you, William. There's a lot of people there, so I didn't know everyone in the audience.
Absolutely, you and your clerk, I believe.
Yes, it was.
Thank you. Congratulations. Excellent. And I could apologies for absence we have received from Craig Stevenson, Mr. Craig Stevenson, and also we've had indication of apology also from Councillor Simon Howarth, and I think that accounts for the entire membership on this occasion. So in relation, Gemma, if I could ask you to clarify the other item of business before us today, to introduce
EGM, Washington Contract, we can just go into the next item, which is the draft annual governance statement for 24-25.
Absolutely. And Richard, unless there's a context setting from Catherine, I think
I'm happy to introduce it and then Richard supplement if that's
absolutely ideal.
We were a bit opportunistic. It's good practice for the draft annual governance statement obviously to be seen and commented on by the Audit and Risk Committee. This is something that we have to do and is audited as part of our accounts every year. It follows a process which we go through on the officer side to go through key areas of authority business, and we give it a confidence rating in terms of whether we've got substantial assurance or reasonable assurance or no assurance or limited assurance around particular areas. And then we also make an assessment about the effectiveness of the framework that we've got in place and then how that's playing through. So I won't go through each area or anything like that, but you'll see that we've attempted ratings against each one, and there's a narrative account of why that rating's been given in each of the areas. And then at the front of the document, we include the opinion of the external auditors and the opinion of the internal auditors. The only thing I draw your attention to is of the external auditors. The opinion is taken from one of the follow-up letters that we received from Audit Wales. And you'll note that that opinion relates to the fact that we still have outstanding statutory recommendations and that the Auditor General is looking for further action to be taken in place. And I'll just draw its members' attention that we have been trying to seek a view from Audit Wales about what those actions would be, and we've left that with them. So, Richard, have you wanted to add anything to what?
No, I think that's fine. The internal auditor's opinion, that's still draft, so we haven't had that finalised, but we're expecting that in the next few days. So that'll be, but it does give I can't remember what the assurance rating right now, but it was reasonable assurance. I think that was which was
So just to be clear, that will then come to us in its full form for information in our September meeting.
Yes, it will. So yeah, well, it will happen. It'll the next process is that this will get attached to the draft statement of accounts, and then the documents will go for auditing. I will say it's the current auditors are fairly keen on the annual governance statement, and they tend to go through it with a tooth comb,
Yes.
and which is fine. But it will then be approved when the accounts get finally approved, probably early in the new year, when the audited set of accounts get approved. That's when it will be formally approved.
Yeah.
I think I'm correct in saying.
Yeah.
So we need to do that in the same meeting. That's when the accounts get approved.
It's a package approval, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I say it's very much in its draft format, and it's I say we're open to any contributions which members feel appropriate. So
Yeah, I'm just looking to other members, and while members are reflecting, if I could ask Catherine, I sense from previous discussion with committee members, we would welcome moving a step further in relation to seeking clarity on timelines and requirements for us to have the particular areas for delivery signed off. You referred to the Auditor General seeking some further progress. I think we need a little bit more granular detail to guide us as members and yourselves as the executives as to how we move this forward, and ideally can then have a line drawn and start on the next step of the improvement journey, because at the moment it's slightly debilitating to have this sort of this ambivalent status still there, and I think we've done our level best to move this forward. We do need little clarity, little bit more clarity. Would it be possible for us to prepare a letter to Audit Wales to that end?
Certainly, yeah, I think that would be really welcome. I think we met with Audit Wales in one of the previous meetings, and we discussed this area. I think their feeling is that we are facing obviously significant financial sustainability and workforce capacity challenges. I know they plan to address under the performance audit workforce planning as one area for this year.
Yeah.
And they have completed, although we have yet to see the final reports on the financial sustainability audit. And I would think that the action plans associated with those pieces of work would then become our focus, given that now the original recommendations stem back from February 2021 and the authorities moved on substantially since then. It's very hard to trace action back to those original recommendations. So I think members writing to Audit Wales to seek that clarification, I think would be really helpful.
I think since we're now entering the 18 months or so until the next local government election, and there's potential substantial change, because these recommendations date back to a previous period in the cycle of local government, and there's been a very substantial renewal of members in relation to those appointed by Welsh Government as well. So it's very much has moved on. I think it would be healthy from a government's perspective to have that level of certainty. Members content with that approach, and then we can then hopefully agree this in the September meeting. Is that a realistic timescale?
Yeah.
Also, in an earlier training session that we were all involved in, was reference made to the fact we're quite close to the cycle of renewing the mandate or the tender for our internal audit arrangements. Could you just remind us roughly when they fall due for retendering?
I believe it will be starting next April. That's my understanding. That's when the audit. So we probably need to go out to tender, certainly later part of this year.
Okay, that doesn't bring any turbulence or uncertainty from our point of view, and I think our relations and the outputs of internal audits have been increasingly helpful to us in lots of ways, and I certainly felt that from Chair's perspective. Yeah. Are there any other sort of areas of concern that members, or any questions or clarification that members would like to bring to the detail of the statement? Not at the moment, but I thank you very much both. I think it's really important that we stay in a regular flow of contact, and the questions, if they occur either from ourselves or from colleagues who can't be present today, to ensure that we continue to maintain that contact, particularly during this sort of balmy summer period as we're heading into the substantive meeting in the autumn. So in that case, I think we will take that matter as dealt with for now. Thank you, Richard, and thank you, Catherine. I've not been advised of any items of any other business that colleagues would wish to raise, but I know Gemma has shared with us and the wider membership the opportunities that we'll have in the coming weeks to engage with our wider public, and obviously if members of this Audit and Risk Committee can be part of a presence to help out with members, and I know Gemma's committed to circulating places where we'll be a presence at various shows and festivals and other events. So that's a real positive. I know that a number of colleagues will be present at the National Estate Board and also the Royal Welsh Show, and there may be opportunities for us to engage there. Yeah, for the first time from the chair, if I could particularly congratulate Councillor Gareth on his re-emergence for this new turbulent period in the wider world as chair of Ban Ibrahim. So well done.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for thanks to you and Councillor Peter for taking a direct interest in our deliberations. Thank you. So I wish you all a good rest of the day, and